That is not a surgical strike, but that is an outright declaration of war against Iran. The military reason is that they simply had the opportunity to do so. Iran has been weakened constantly, mainly through Israeli military action in the region with attacks on Iranian targets, but also on Iran's proxies, Iran's partners, allied militias in the region. But there is a political level to this, which I think is much more important. For Prime Minister Netanyahu, the situation in the Middle East is at the moment not going well for him, because there's a lot of public attention on his pointless, brutal war in Gaza. The criticism on Netanyahu has increased also in the Western camp. And for Netanyahu, he can be sure that the moment he escalates a war with Iran, a critical mass of Western allies that were about to distance himself from his policy will be with him and will be also forced to somehow unequivocally take sides. And that is a political game. Then you have the domestic policy, of course, where Netanyahu's approval rates are plummeting. We've seen that from Washington for every time when such a situation emerges. They might be distancing themselves and may be critical, but in the end support the Israeli side in this. And when you hear Marco Rubio said Iran should not retaliate, of course he talks about US assets and US interests in the region. Let's keep in mind that the Americans have evacuated non-essential staff from various of their embassies in the Gulf region. But he also implies that Iran should not retaliate against Israel, because in the case when it comes down to the critical moment, then America would probably side with Israel. Well, we've seen how Iran has responded in the past in a very limited fashion. Now we have a different situation, because they have not only attacked apparently military sites, but they have targeted leadership of the Iranian armed forces, the IRGC. So Iran would have to respond in a much wider and much stronger fashion.